What 5 essential movies would you recommend to budding cinematographers?
Godfather 2, Rumblefish, Solaris, Ron, Apocalypse Now.
I love it. You picked Apocalypse Now. That was the movie that got me.
Got you in,
Dad
right?
showed me that, and I
That's
was like,
one.
what?
Drugged you.
Yeah.
Took you under.
OnStar ready.
Our guest today is Bradford Young, a cinematographer whose films include Pariah, Selma, and A Most Violent Year. I'll be asking him questions coming in live from Verge readers over the OnStar built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. He's currently waiting for us on location in Brooklyn.
Hey, Bradford.
Hey, man.
Psyched to be talking to you today. Where are we heading?
We're headed to a camera rental house.
You getting ready for a shoot?
I am.
We have Verge readers that are actually through the OnStar Wi-Fi. They're sending me questions right now. And one of them's asking here, what is your earliest experience in film?
My earliest experience in film is my second or first week at film school. Kind of didn't know what I wanted to do in school, and I was just trying to find my way. And I ran across the office, looked through a door, saw a bunch of young folks hanging out. It sounded like they were talking about something I understood, but when I walked in, I realized that they were talking about things I knew nothing about. And just sort of the sort of intense camaraderie you experience on a film set. It just, at 17, 18, it meant a lot to me. And so that's sort of like my first experience.
How'd you end up shooting your first feature film?
First feature film I shot with who I consider to be a very important filmmaker in my life named Daniel Williams. He was one of my professors in school, and he and I just spent the weekend shooting a film that he had written, black and white, Super 16, one dirty old Nikon lens in his apartment. But my first organized feature film was Mississippi Dam. I got because I had shot Pariah the short, and the Filmmakers had seen Pariah in the festival circuit, and they were looking for a cinematographer. And yeah, they called and asked me if I would be interested, and I did it.
And last year was, I mean, Selma and A Most Violent Year. That's like, that's really cool.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy year, but yeah, just trying to have enough energy to do both of those films,
Sure.
especially something like Selma, where it's like that story is deeply personal to, and how it shaped me as an individual, shaped my community, and shaped our community in general. So yeah, it's a heavy year.
How does what you learned from those low-budget films apply to much larger budget films that you're shooting?
More doesn't mean more, and less is always more.
Right.
Yeah, that's the lesson. Cinematographer's job is to see things that nobody else is seeing within the confines of the space in which we could construct scenarios. And so, seeing is supposed to be our gift, right? I think it's our job to see things moving. I think it's our job to respect inertia. I think it's also our job to be clear and mindful of representation.
It's a responsibility.
Responsibility, right? Big responsibility.
Do you ever wish you could go back to not knowing all the magic behind movies when you watch them?
Yeah, and I try to. I do wish I could go back to day one and sort of be mystified by what's happening in front of me. There's still time, there's still space for that.
No, I love it you're hopeful for that, because I'm always just like, all right, it's over. There's no chance.
Nah, man, you know, as much as I sort of am appalled and have such a contentious relationship with like storytelling structure, you know, especially as it's manifested in sort of filmmaking space.
Sure.
We haven't exhausted storytelling.
If you could give an aspiring cinematographer like myself 3 essential tips on how to perfect their craft, what would they be?
Know that it's never about technique, and it's always about culture. And the best cinematographers hone in on their own local cultural perspective.
I'm from Long Island, so I don't know how interesting
Oh, you got it. It's in there. It's in there. It's in there. You got it.
All right, man. It looks like we're here.
Oh man, great.
Yo, listen, it was really good talking to you today. Thanks, man. Thanks for everything.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, y'all take care.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, you too, buddy.